tuning in to another episode of Meet the Shoe. I'm Lena.
And I'm Sade.
And today we will be discussing COVID-19 in and out of prison, the vaccination, unemployment, rent help, and what was the last one?
I think it was some entertainment with R. Kelly and Diddy.
Okay. Yep.
Yes.
All right, so let's start off with, do you have the statistics for the people of the vaccinations? What do you think about it?
Well, you already told you I took the vaccination. Yes, I did. So, hey, don't judge me.
That's right. And no judgment. It was
before I was finding out that you still can get kind of sick.
Right.
Even after having, being in contact after the vaccination. So I did it, and that's what I wanted to do. But the statistics, from what I'm seeing here, I know.
And this is vaccinations locally we're seeing.
Yes, this is locally. But they do have vaccinations for the prison population. And I think I'm not sure if it's including inmates and staff.
Okay.
But in Faribault, it's 387 received their first dose.
All right. Okay.
So, yeah, that's
and what
cool.
did they take? Do you know if they took the one shot or two shots?
I'm not sure. It's not really saying. But I know in Lino Lakes, 111 people got their first shot.
Okay.
Moose Lake has 113.
Wow.
Oak Park Heights is 87 people. West City, 94.
Okay.
Red Wing, 41. St. Cloud, 44. Shakopee, 127 women.
Okay.
So, and it's pretty much a population of 600 or so, give or take.
Okay. Did they say now with them being locked up and having a vaccination, right? Are they still making them wear masks inside? Do you know?
I'm not sure, but I heard one of my friends, she was going to visit her son, and they stopped visiting. They're not going to have. That was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so I'm visiting again for the
I'm thinking
family.
because the Delta was rising, and
Right.
possibly someone got sick.
Okay.
And they decided to just shut the visiting down. I don't know for how long.
Okay.
But it's going back and forth with, closing stuff down, people closing their businesses down and opening back up. They doing like 2 weeks at a time because one of the schools in Rochester, they closed their school down for 2 weeks because someone had COVID in the class setting. So it is real out here, still going on and still running rapid.
Okay.
And for the people, I'm going back to wearing masks. So.
You gonna wear a mask
in the public?
And do they? Okay, so when you go get a vaccination, and they tell you still have to wear a mask,
yeah,
because there's confusion, right? There's confusion where people think that because you're vaccinated that you don't have to wear a mask. You should. Okay, and. Now, do you think by you being vaccinated that prevents you from getting the Delta? Like you be getting sick?
Well, I still have to protect myself and wear a mask and be safe and stuff, social distance, especially around people that I really don't know.
Okay.
So I'm trying to just be safe like that and wear my mask. As of today, last week, a lot of my clients start coming in wearing their mask.
Okay.
So
you don't even have to. Could you tell the viewers how you have your setup at your shop as far as like when people come in, you don't allow people to wait. You just get the client in and out.
Yes, they come in and out. I'm doing one at a time now. So they come right in the door, wash or sanitize their hands,
right?
Whichever they feel comfortable with.
Okay.
They can grab a mask at the door, or they already have their own mask.
Right.
So usually they just come straight to the chair because everything I'm sanitizing between clients still, and which I always have even before COVID.
Okay.
So I didn't have too much of a concern about that. It's just knowing what everybody else is doing out in their daily lives. Someone say something?
So is there any you can... Lachelle says you can get it still after the vaccine, but they say you won't get as sick. Okay, so let's touch on that. Thanks, Lachelle. So if you feel like, okay, for the people that, because it's their own choice if they want to take the vaccination or not, it shouldn't be any judgment, right?
Right.
And so if you take the vaccine, first of all, did you get scared from the stuff on the internet with all the stuff that's going around that's saying that you have something in your blood, or like 10 years from now that, you can die, and, because that's why I'm on the fence about it, right?
Yeah.
Because I seen this video rotating that they showed 2 slides, a slide with good blood before vaccination and a slide after a person getting vaccination.
Right.
So it looks like the slide on the right has your blood with all these little worms going around in your blood, scary. Looking under a microscope, right? Oh
my goodness.
Yeah, see, so they say that
the test and control.
Yeah, they say that you have poison in you, right? And I don't want to think that, because a lot of my loved ones have gotten the vaccine, and you guys believe in it. I'm not saying I don't.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, I'm just like other people. Like, we feel like, okay, well, we made it this long without it, right? We've been doing our vitamins and our teas and, doing everything to prevent it, washing our hands 1,000,000 times and covering our face. And so we feel that, just by the media, nobody is 1,000%, because you do see people that passed away, because there was a young man that died in Atlanta, Georgia, just this past weekend. He was like 17.
Right.
And so
that's when we was in Atlanta at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the mom said that he was gonna get vaccinated, and she wished that he did, but he passed away from it. So it's like, it's kind of a force. Like, should I? Because I don't want to die, or do I just keep taking precautions to prevent myself from getting it? And then there's so many people that says that has had it. It's like, oh, they're like the flu, it's like the flu, and these were people with pre-existing conditions, and that's why they passed, and so it's like nobody's really knowing what to say.
I mean, it's new,
right?
So it's back and forth. They really don't know. No one knows. We're just in trial and error here.
Right.
Case studies, pretty much. But
I mean, I personally, I just want a little more research first, I guess.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not saying that I'm not going to. And then pretty soon it's going to start being, families against you. Well, if you ain't vaccinated, you can't come in my house. If you ain't vaccinated, I can't be around you. There's a lot of people doing that now.
Yeah. Yeah, my great aunt was like, it was her birthday in July. She was like, don't come to my house unless you're vaccinated.
Okay. When she was vaccinated.
Yeah, she's vaccinated. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, she was
your
dead
own.
on it.
I mean, it's everybody's personal choice. It's like everybody's health is laid out on the line for display of business. You know what I'm saying? Something that you grew up that, is so private because you're judged from, then now it's on display. If you don't get it, or, it's going to start being, you're going to be a certain color or have a certain, thing on you that if you're vaccinated or not, it's like a form of control, I think. But I mean, hell,
yeah,
I don't know.
I've ran across something else that we were talking about last week. We were talking about Biden probably, going back and changing the law for the people that got out of prison
due
early
to COVID-19 that got out of prison. Okay,
so he changed everything else but that.
Oh, so he left that the same.
Left it the same. Yep. So right now we're under
we're still under a pandemic.
We're still under a pandemic, yeah. Okay. But once the executive order is over, a lot of people will be sent back. Now there's 4,000 inmates out.
Okay.
Federal prison. Okay. Under this law.
Right.
And yeah, so a lot of people with probably a year, maybe for sure a year they can work with, but if they have more than 2 or 3 years, they may get sent back to prison. So what
do so to fight for that since they've been here?
Well, I'm assuming that individually they can sit there and get all the paperwork together and file for
4,000 people is a whole lot.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean,
and to return, if they're doing good while they're here, why return them?
Right.
Because you gave them, they fit the description to get out anyway. They weren't doing anything while they were in there, just sitting there like Kendrick said last week that. I mean, if he was in there, he would just be wasting up space.
Wasting space, yeah.
Yeah. So.
How much time, because you were in the federal time, how much time can a person have left on their sentence to go do house arrest or home detention?
A year.
Bracelet? A year?
A year at the most. But these people, most of the people that they released had years. He said he still has 10 years left on his sentence to do if they were to return him. He would still have 10 years left. So why return him?
Right.
Right?
Oh, yeah, that's so.
Well, we're going to switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
Let's go to unemployment. What do you think about that?
Well, unemployment ends
on September the 4th, and they are allowing you to submit. No extension has been accepted yet. They're still fighting for that because there's a lot of people, but they're constantly sending people letters telling them to find a job, right?
Yeah.
You can't reapply. Okay. If you're on the COVID-19 extension, you can't reapply until they tell you to.
Oh, okay.
The governor of Minnesota would have to say if he's going to allow that or not. And then overall, it would have to be Biden giving the governor's instructions on if that's going to go. I'm saying for the extra $300 that people are getting, right? And then so for the whatever they get already for the state, that they were only receiving the $300 if they were getting the money from the state, right? If they qualified for that. Okay. So then it would have to take, like I said, for Biden to agree to extend it. As of now, there's no extension. They just get that extra week of it on the 5th. Okay. So they can apply on the 5th, request their benefits on the 5th, and that's it. So as far as that goes, that's going to be pretty tight for a lot of people. Unemployment and eviction, people dealing with unemployment and eviction, because a lot of people were depending on the unemployment money to pay for their rent, to catch up on their rent. So,
but they can. I know Minnesota has the Rent Help Minnesota.
Okay.
So please go apply. Don't be scared to ask for help.
Right.
You know, some of us get prideful and
what
you can do it on your own.
What is now? There's a lot of people that are confused about that also, about the rent help, because they haven't paid a lot of people's rent. A lot of people have applied, but they haven't paid. So
are they waiting for payment, or they just have the application? It's still in process, because I'm hearing it's a long process.
Right. So they're waiting more than 90 days. Right. And then after the 90 days, they're getting, they don't have a specific person. They're just having people contact 211. Right.
Oh, right. And then you can't even talk to anybody on 211. It's like they don't have too much information for you. So just please go apply, wait on the process, get as much help as you can in these times of need. So.
Okay. And so we have a question. Thanks, Nina. She wants to know, do we think that it's the time for them to give us compensation for getting the vaccine? What do you think about that? That we should be getting compensation for getting the vaccine? Well,
the compensation they're giving right now is, what, $100 for each person to get a shot.
That's not enough.
It's not enough. But, you know, it has... a lot of people in Minnesota have gotten that $100 to, to roll up their sleeves. I'm thinking spend some thousands now.
Right. You think it should be some thousands?
Well, I should be more money.
California has been giving away a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah, they've been giving money. They've been giving reparations. They're planning to turn their marijuana into, and so is Illinois. There's been talks with their government that they're going to turn the money that they make, that they tax for marijuana, for reparations. Now, who's going to get the reparations? I don't know. I don't know how they're going about that. I don't know if it's every black person that lives in those states.
Oh, okay.
Right? But there is talks of reparations to people getting the vaccine and I guess just for being, African American descendants. I don't know these exact numbers on it, but I heard that there was definitely talk about it, reparations. And so, I feel that those are two things that should be up for debate in Congress, because of all of the things that's going on with, African Americans being killed due to police brutality, all of the housing market to where, we face so many things when it comes to purchasing a property.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes buying a car, it's like you can go get a student loan faster than you can buy a house or a car. You can go into that debt faster than you can purchasing a home or a car, in which you would think that a person would pay their mortgage or rent faster than they would a student loan, right?
It's really backwards. It's so backwards.
I don't understand that at all, And I think as far as like shifting people, right? The thing is to shift people back into the work field, right? Make everyone go back to work. And when you have, like this past year, everybody, it's been the funny thing about the PPP and, all these different grants and this, money being given out, right? And so everyone has, a lot of people, I'm not going to say everyone, a lot of people have came up, you know what I'm saying, in this past year.
Yeah.
And so with the come up, what do you think that they should have done or should be doing? Because you'll see a lot of people like, wow, you just had this lump sum of money, with the unemployment.
Right.
At first, when it was backed up with the unemployment, they was giving people a lump sum of money, right? And then once that money is gone, then what do? Because a lot of people's not used to having $5,000 at once. I'm going to just say 5,000.
Right.
The smaller number, right? A lot of people's not used to having that at one time to just blow. Oh, I got $5,000. I got a food stamp card, and I don't have to pay rent.
Right. Oh, my God, yes.
So what do you feel that, what steps is America giving the next person the opportunity to come up to take that money and to do something better with it? What do you suggest that they should do?
What the person should do with their money?
Yeah.
You can tell a person what to do with their money. Everyone is on a different level.
Right.
You have your consumer and you have your, entrepreneur or whatever. And some people, not using their money wisely, or they want to spend their money on things they have not been able to buy, like some expensive. So a lot of people want to treat themselves, say, "Oh, okay, I want to buy this expensive pair of shoes." You know what I'm saying? So I think it's each individualized for each person.
There's nowhere to go. It's a pandemic. Where you gonna go?
Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Just throw it all up in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Picture?
So hey,
you do it to take the picture for.
They do what they do. For the gram.
Yeah. You do it to front.
Girl, or somebody might just take their money and buy a car. Everybody has their different wish list.
That's good.
Now, car,
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing's wrong with that. Yeah,
right.
But go spending and popping bottles and going to the stripper club.
Some people never got the opportunity to do it. They were watchers on the side. They weren't able to pop a bottle, so that might make them feel good. It's all about the inner feeling, right?
Right.
And a lot of people worrying about what somebody else thinks when they really shouldn't. But,
no, you shouldn't.
That's what they do it for.
Right. Some people took their money and invested in a business, which is a wise thing. Reinvented themselves. They found something that they like to do, and hey, they selling clothes, lip gloss, chapstick, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just making stuff and just trying to feel their way in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing.
Do you think that as far as the housing market, right, with the rent help, Now, I've heard that there's been a lot of families that have moved in together, right?
Yes.
So do you think that would be a good idea to move in together, everybody move in together, save? Mm-hmm. You think so?
I think it's a good idea because if everyone just save their money and do what they're supposed to do,
right?
Use your integrity and save that money,
right?
And move together, buy and find a home and purchase it,
right?
And then go from there, because there's a lot of cultures that do that. You know what I'm saying? It's extraordinary to me. I love it because if you know, they go buy one house.
Because a lot of people feel like, oh, I can't live with nobody because of attitude. Right? Yeah, they don't have it mentally to adjust it. Adjust
their attitude.
Mm-hmm. When you grow up, you couldn't go nowhere if you had a brother and sister and you all lived in the same house together. Exactly. You couldn't go nowhere. Mm-hmm. You just get mad. You go outside and play. Mm-hmm. You go downstairs in the basement.
But I'm like my family. All of us work, and by the time we come home. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to sleep. They don't have time. Okay. Only time you might have time to see each other is probably on the weekend. Okay. And that's very, very rarely because I'm trying to work every other day. Everybody's doing your own thing. So why not build with each other, grow, what would your
goal? What would you say your goal would be to if all of your family members, all of you lived in the same house together, you and all your kids lived back together again? How much money, do you ever write that out and say how much you would save versus how much you're spending?
Yeah, because you can save. Just imagine if you're spending $1,400 in rent a month.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So you have two different families moving in with you. Probably your kid and their family and whatever. Uh-huh. You probably split that rent in 3.
Right.
So probably $4
something a
piece. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Take the rest of that money and put it into a savings that you're not going to even use. You're not even going to look at.
Right.
And just
so you suggest a good deal would be for everybody to just put $1,400 monthly, right?
You could, yeah.
And into a savings account. Mm-hmm. Let that build up after a year. Take that, go purchase a property.
An investment property too. Right. Like you said, a fourplex, a duplex, something like that. Right. And then y'all move into that. Y'all got y'all separate spaces.
Would you be able to handle that, moving into an apartment building with your family members after you just lived together?
I think it's doable because it's a common goal you're thinking about. You're thinking about something you're going to have for your kids, right? And pass down the line. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm ready to go somewhere, birdie somewhere in a warmer state. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's not like I'm going to be there forever with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
5-10-year goal.
Okay. I'm just asked the question because we get a lot of that about real estate. Mm-hmm. We get a lot of questions about investment. And just knowing that self-investment is the best investment,
thing.
Right?
Oh, my God, yes.
You know, a lot of people just don't know how to do that. A lot of people just scared. Mm-hmm. A lot of people like to be micromanaged, though, to pay somebody else rent. Like, they don't look past for ownership, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Or they don't look for it to just control or just compromise with a partner. Mm-hmm. And that could be sometimes you suggestively want to do business with somebody that you know. But you don't always have to, right?
Right.
But that would be your first thing, is to try business with somebody that you know. Mm-hmm. So it was just a thought, a question I had, because the pandemic definitely have you thinking on your toes because you're in a panic mode.
Yes,
you know?
Yes.
You're doing everything to try to keep your mental health together. Mm-hmm. You trying to do everything to make $1 just so you're not homeless. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
because it can happen. You can get homeless just like that really quick.
Yeah, you can.
Really quick.
Definitely can. Okay, so we'll switch. Yes, to entertainment part of this.
Oh, yeah,
segment.
Entertainment.
Okay,
who we going to talk about first?
R. Kelly.
Oh, my God, R. Kelly.
And the reason R. Kelly is because everything, I can't say R. Kelly, poor thing, because he put himself in this situation, right?
He did.
Sorry, Chicago, because Chicago will attack for this.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But I'm not saying anything against R. Kelly. Right. There's no judgment here, right? Mm-mm. The thing about it is all of his attorneys keep on quitting on him.
But you know what? He has 4 attorneys on his team.
Yeah, but they keep
trying to build dream team. Okay,
right? Because the dream team is the only way that he's going to make it. Yes. Right. And so, okay, how much time do you think R. Kelly should be doing?
I don't know, but it's gonna be a lot of time. But look, his original. No, I don't want to touch that question. I don't want to put nothing on him and say how much time he getting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people saying life. A lot of people saying 20, 10. You know what I'm saying? But I feel any day in prison is a long time. I don't give a dang.
How long has he been there so far?
Is it 2 years?
That's
before the pandemic.
Before the pandemic. Let's see.
But his original attorneys from Chicago is Steve Greenberg and Michael Leonard. Okay. So they're the ones that's the old original team. They're pretty smart guys, older, and they're representing him in the Chicago case right now.
Okay.
But R. Kelly called himself getting, what is her name? Nicole Becker and another attorney, Farina, or something like that.
He's been in since 2019.
Okay, 2019. So, when I say it's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Okay. Why? They're clashing?
They're all clashing.
And is that what's making them quit? Or is R. Kelly, all these accusations coming out about R. Kelly?
I don't think it's the accusations. It's like, because he's starting trial August 9th.
Okay.
In Brooklyn. So it's like, who's going to...
He started Monday.
Before, they want to say, yeah, he did.
Okay.
If he started Monday. Because
the
two older ones quit.
Okay.
They turned in their withdrawal papers, the actual...
So he only has 2 attorneys.
He has the 2 new ones. So Leonard and Greenberg withdrew from the case.
Okay.
But first, R. Kelly sent an email to them saying he wanted them off. So it's
why?
I don't know. He wanted them off the case.
Okay.
And they came back and saying, no, we quit first. So that's a back and forth thing,
Okay.
But he is, I don't know, he's in a little trouble,
A lot of trouble.
Yeah, because when you don't have a good defense, attorneys that's going to sit there and fight for you. Just all set aside.
He's facing all this time from different states too, right?
Yeah.
And so it's pretty hard for different attorneys to adapt to other states' rules, right? So you might be a great attorney in Chicago, but you're not in New York.
New York, right.
So you can't handle the prosecutors in New York,
you
right?
don't even know them.
Your style isn't the same as theirs. They're, really sharks. They know how to come at you on every angle. They've dealt with big cases. The same with Los Angeles, right? So that's probably has a lot to do with it.
It does, because they were arguing about who's going to open or do opening statements, who's going to do closing statements. It's just a lot of different things.
That's not even an argument. It's about the person
who knows, and who knows the community.
Okay.
Because if you're in, just like you said, in Brooklyn, and those 2 attorneys are from that area, maybe they should open and close because they know their community.
That's true. But then there's ego. There's men.
You already know that.
And
it's one woman. So.
Right. Oh, well, the men are going to try to overpower her always. So, the egos are in the way.
Hey, y'all.
Okay. And lastly, before we wrap this thing up, what do you think about older man, younger woman dating?
I've done that a long time ago.
You've done that before?
I can't even.
Okay.
I can't even argue with her. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let Diddy live his best life.
Okay, so it's Diddy and Young Miami.
He always been dating younger women. Look, Casey.
Okay, but
Cassie was young.
But she stayed with him for almost 20 years.
A long time.
Yeah. So do you think this young girl, she's into him, she's making posts now, but they're not saying, they're both making posts.
Right.
They're not saying about what's going on. Everybody's has their opinions about it because he's older, she's younger, and she's popping, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they are saying it's just a publicity stunt. What do you think?
I don't think it's
because Diddy got some stuff coming. She got some albums coming, so... But what better way to do it is to fuel it up, this conversation, because we're talking about it. So
keep everybody
I
think they're having fun. They showed a video of her on his lap drinking champagne.
Right.
So he's laid back with a towel or some over his eyes, like, hey, and smiling.
Right. He said it's a tough in winter, right? He said this is going to be a cuff in winter.
He ready to store his little nuts.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
I mean, I don't know.
He putting his little nuts up.
Maybe he's having fun too.
Yeah.
It's fun for her. Maybe it's fun for him too.
Of course. You know it is. Young
just want to
lady.
get the person that's popular for the time, you know? Maybe he's just doing that.
Because wasn't he dating Lori Harvey?
Man, she is with the actor.
I know she's with him now, but before that, she was seen with P. Diddy a couple times.
Yeah, just a couple times eating.
They just probably just going out
and hanging out with her mom and dad.
Just socializing.
So, I don't know. Nobody ever confirmed that. They just was hanging.
Okay.
I think she was a little bit. She's 22.
She's young.
Yeah, he's what, 50 what?
1 or 50.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I guess. I mean, if you're in that lifestyle, I guess they don't have too many to pick from because it seems like all of them's rotated.
Yeah, they rotate.
Everybody's rotating everybody, right?
Okay.
So
that's like it's a rotation.
Sounds like it's just fun to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Meet the SHU. If you have any questions, send us an inbox or email us at
meettheshu2019@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Ocean, traveling in slow motion, paddling with no question.